open your mind to other cultures. It's so interesting. I think that's one of the best ways to change people, to help people.
Yeah, me too.
Especially in Brazil, because you have a difficult to learn other idioms. Yeah, we are so good. We have a little kind of I don't know, easily facilidade. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easiness.
Yeah. To understand and to study, but we have a little difficulty.
Yes. Which is, I think, is more related to the attitude and the culture than the ability of learning itself, right?
Yeah.
It's really interesting to think about it. Okay, let's go to the topic of the immersion here.
So good.
Today, we're going to talk about Brazilian music. Okay. And for the people watching us on YouTube right now, Diego and Marcio, they are already in the house. They are comfortable in here. This is their second house. They know how everything works out. But you watching this right now might not. So let me introduce you to our rules, which are pretty much three rules. Three rules, easy to follow. Rule number one is this right now here, you're watching on YouTube, is not a class. We don't broadcast classes on YouTube. We do in here immersions, conversations. I'm here to have a talk with Marcio and Diego to discuss a topic, to work with the questions, to share our knowledges and our opinions, and to listen to each other's knowledges and opinion as well. And this is how we learn here on the immersions, by observing how each other speak and getting the vocabulary, getting the structures and everything from each other. And not only learning English or the languages, but also about the subject we're discussing. So this is not a class, which brings us to rule number two. Here on Talk and Talk, correcting people, it's forbidden. It's prohibited. Why do we do that? Because there are other ways you can learn besides correcting. Correcting makes things awkward and it's not the most sensitive or helpful way to learn to improve our language. So we avoid correcting here, which means that you are free to make mistakes. And we love when you make mistakes because that's how you're going to learn. It makes part of your learning journey on anything, not only languages. And rule number three is we are respectful to one another. So it doesn't matter if you make mistakes, nobody's going to laugh at you. It doesn't matter if you're different, if you're the same. We are all different actually. And what makes people so interesting? We get here to discuss about Brazilian music today, and I'm going to have my point of view and my opinions and my knowledge. Diego's going to have his point of view, his opinion, his knowledge. Marcio is going to have his point of view, opinion, and knowledge, and we're going to get to learn from each other in here. So we're respectful to everyone, doesn't matter their opinions or our differences. Okay, these are the rules, and I have rule number 4 that I invented. It's a very small rule. That is, if you're doing talk and talk and you're not having fun, you are doing talk and talk wrong. This is a place for you to have fun, make friends, also to think about things and reflect, but to have a laugh, to tell jokes, to share your experience, and to have a good time. Okay, that is it. So let me bring the questions in here to the chat. Other 10 questions we're going to discuss. And let's start with a difficult one. Marcio, if you had to define Brazilian music in a single word, what would it be?
Different ritmos. Because exactly is Brazilian is different ritmos. What else? Samba, rock, pop, I would be ritmos. I define ritmos.
Yeah. It's really cool that we have like such different cultures inside the same culture, inside the same country, a lot of different rhythms and musical styles, right?
Yes, different music on the city. Yes, example, Nordeste and pagode. Yes, and what else? Soul and rock and pop. Yes, culture, different culture, different rhythms. My definitions, rhythms.
Perfect. Very good. What about you, Diego? Which word would you use to define Brazilian music? We can hear you. Not yet. His microphone went like, no, not gonna work
Yeah,
today.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Creative. I think that's the good word to define our music, our rhythms. We mix different rhythms, different. For example, when you see the classic music about Carlos Gomes, yeah, Guarani, the most no conhecida, no knowing, no, I don't know, but most know music from Carlos Gomes, for example. It's so interesting, the history behind this music, the historical, and Carlos Gomes showed this music in French and show a little bit of our culture in a time that we don't have television, don't have the internet, and the people thought that Brazilian is something the Indian guys, yeah. But Carlos Gomes show with music our culture, our different places, our different kind of animals, and the union between Portuguese, Africans, and Indians in one single country. When you see, actually, for example, the breganejo, yeah, it's so creative music, yeah, brega funky, forronejo, guys. It's this creativity is so interesting to music because not one thing is so closed, and that's when to show the creativity of a people of one culture and region of Brazil. We have different people here in Brazil. Yeah, we are the same people with different cultures, different regionalisms. I don't know. That's a new word of. We have this word in English, but it's so interesting. I really appreciate this different ways to sing, to use the rhythms, like Mark said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Brazilian people were inventive. Now we have, and we create versions for everything, and we mix up things together, like saying brega funk, breganejo. We make everything. It's really interesting how we can mix stuff and make new stuff out of it and new rhythms. And also, it's something that's always evolving, right? Nobody have, not nobody, but only few people have heard about pisadinha and brega and this kind of stuff. Like, these are things that came on stage, that came to the spotlight very recently, but they have always been existing in Brazil, and now they are evolving and they're becoming new genres and new musical styles. So I think one thing that, if I had to add what you guys said and like define Brazilian music in one word, it would be evolving. Right?
Evolving.
Without leaving its traces and its culture and its basis behind. MPB is something that's always been great and that's going to continue to be great forever. It's always going to be valued. It's very difficult to think about Brazilian music without thinking about our classics and what and the roots of our culture. But it's still evolving, it's still bringing new stuff, and still coming up with new musical genres, with
Yeah.
new hits. And it's really interesting as well. Like Marcia said, so in the Northeast is something, on the North is something else, in the Southeast is something very different. A lot of people said, like Wesley Safadão says often, that he has to produce a lot of different things, because what's going to be a hit in São Paulo is completely different of what's going to be a hit in Bahia. So it has to come up with new music and new styles for both areas, for all the regions of Brazil. It's something really crazy to think about.
Yeah, I really appreciate this word that you bring to us. It's involve, yeah, because when we talk about involve, it's when our music have the capability to make the union between the purpose of the singer and the sentiment that the target people have in your heart, and this involvedness can make people more happy. Yeah, it's so common. We use music in a different purpose than other cultures, because we have here too the use of music to show the problems of society, to make a kind of a grito, I don't know, the grito of with our problems, to extern problems, but especially the music most famous, it's about when you make people happy, and you talk about the love, you talk about the I don't know, the happiness. That's it. I think that's involved is a good word to define too.
Yeah, it's really. Go ahead,
Sorry,
Marcia.
sorry. I pay more attentions. I pay more attention to the way they play. Example, contrabass play different on religion, different city, and guitar different. I pay more attention to the way they pay. Okay, different cities, rhythms. I consider interesting for me. And lyrics, sometimes is lyrics is good or no, but I pay my attentions and different rhythms.
Yeah.
Because I play, okay, and I play the guitar, contrabass. My listening, pay attention. Okay,
Yeah.
my listening pay attention on the rhythms.
On the past, I use it to play a trombone. Yeah, it's a brass instrument. I play for during 10 years. Yeah, but when I started to study on the high school, I stopped because it's you need dedication, a lot of hours of dedication to study, and that to be on the top. Yeah, it's for me it's important. It's not make the things in a halfway. I remember one workshop that I made with one abroad guy from United States here in Unicamp, and this guy talked about it. Yeah, like when Brazilian could use all the instrument like trombone or trumpet or different instruments, so classic, piano too, and input on these old instruments with these old techniques, but can input a different vision. This guy really appreciate, and on that moment talk that's this really learning a lot with Brazilians. Rhythm is way to play the instruments because it's so different from the abroad and the other different countries.
Yes, and it's interesting to see that we have rhythm. Like I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that Brazilian people, we have rhythm. I don't think we have trouble making music. I think Brazilians make music very easily, actually, right? Of
Yeah.
course, there are a lot of other cultures where people, rhythm and music is part of their, it's a very strong part of the culture. They make music easily. But I don't know, I think it's like we already come with this built-in function of like
Yeah.
liking and understanding and having rhythm. I think it's really good.
Our little way, yeah, our jeitinho, little way, it's so good. Yeah. Our jeitinho to make things, our intuition, it's, guys, it's so advanced, yeah, to other countries. I think that's helped us a lot to make good music and different rhythms and creative music.
Perfect, very good. Now let's see here. Marcia, what is your favorite Brazilian music genre?
That's my favorite music genre, Brazilian, bossa nova, and MPB, or else rock, yes. But for me, my favorite and bossa nova and MPB, because different lyrics, but have everything to do with the Brazilian Brazilian population. Different lyrics, bossa nova and MPB, and very, very hard play, anything, instruments, very hard, okay, but different lyrics and everything to even the Brazilian populations. And because my mind is, I don't know, this year, my mind, what else? Very, very different this year in my mind. Because I haven't ever studied music, international music, for example, before. Yeah, never. This year, my mind, wow, and I don't know, explosion in my mind this year, because I'm studying language, different rhythms and international music, and I understand and rhythms, and I understand sometimes lyrics, and I help me. Yes, and for me in Brazilian, my favorite in Brazilian, bossa nova and MPB.
Very good. It is mind blowing when you start like understanding more, getting deep into the world of like rhythm, music, lyrics, and construction of this kind of things. I think when we get to understand better also other cultures and other kinds of music, we have a better view. It's interesting, like when you have a better view of other cultures and other music, you also get a better view of the kind of culture and music we have here in Brazil, right?
Yeah, all right.
It's kind of crazy. And what about you, Diego? What is your favorite Brazilian music genre?
Yeah, I'm so eclectic with music. I really appreciate different genres. In the end of the year, Spotify bring to us a report about the kind of genres that you listen more, and different genres, and one number make my attention. I listened to the last year. I listened to the last year 177 different genres of music on my Spotify. But talk about Brazilian music. I really appreciate the national rock. Yeah, I like, and the rap too, because it's the old rap. I like Racionais and these different bands. I don't know, groups. I really appreciate these two genres. Legião Urbana, yeah.
Yeah, these are nice. Like for me, it's difficult to choose as well. Like you guys mentioned more than one. For me, it's really difficult to choose like my favorite. I really like popular music and the way it has evolved into Brazil. In Brazil, you see that the most popular musics on the country, they have evolved with the time. So there was a time where bossa nova was a real, like the real thing. It was the main kind of music produced and listened to in Brazil. Then we went evolving to other kinds of music like sertanejo, funk as well, has become something real big in the country. And then other things came to the stage, like pop, like the pop more similar to the pop we have in other countries.
Like Anitta, for example.
Yeah.
Good.
Exactly. Like Anitta, like Isa, like João. We started having some names in pop more similar to the pop of other countries, like American pop or this kind of stuff, which is also great, but without losing the Brazilian roots, with our rhythm, with our lyrics, and with our reality, which is pretty cool. And nowadays,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Sertanejo universitário, yeah, the old ones, I really appreciate when sertanejo universitário start on the past. It's so interesting because it's a new rhythm, a new way to talk with people, because the old sertanejo is good, but it's more and more for old people. I don't know, but with sertanejo universitário, they got a new people, new guys. It's make a kind of a revolution on the sertanejo music.
Yes. And you see that music came from a focus of being like, it doesn't leave being art, but back in the day, music was like more appreciated as a form of art and was focused for people with a lot of knowledge, cult people. Yeah. And then it started coming to like the masses, to the young people, to the people with willing to do things and to go to parties and to, get drunk in the middle of the street.
A kind of a bubble music, chiclete. Yeah, I don't go away of your mind all the time. Yeah, yes. Remember, eu quero chu, eu quero chá. Aí se eu te pego. It's so all the time in your mind. You are on the bathroom, and when you see you are singing the music.
Yes. Remember when people were like, agora fiquei doce.
That's it, Camaro amarelo. Yeah, yellow Camaro. So
all
good.
The time. So it was really great for me. The evolution of pop and rock in Brazil as well has been really great, and I think they are my favorite genres in our music. Now, I'm gonna make. I think I know the answer, but I'm gonna make this question to you guys. We might get surprised in here. Diego, do you prefer songs in English or Portuguese?
Actually, I prefer in English. Yeah. I have difficulty to understand because they use it a lot of slangs, yeah? And regional extruders. But actually, I appreciate the English music. Yeah.
Nice.
It's difficult to explain. I like both, but I think that's actually I listen more English musics.
Like the songs you spend the most time listening to, and like
yeah. I don't know. It's not so clear for my mind. It's not one decision, but I use it day by day. Listen more in English music. I don't know. Right. It's no conscious. Yeah, consciente. Yeah. Conscious. Yeah. It's like the moment I play the music and I randomly different playlists.
Yes. I have a theory about that, but I'm going to ask Marcio first what he thinks. Marcio,
Very good.
do you prefer songs in English or Portuguese?
Guys, as I said, my mind has changed a lot this year. Yeah, in English for me, in music, international music for me, it's very, very good this year. And I started listening to music. I started listening to music international. Very good, very good in my mind. Yeah, because my mind before. So I Brazilian. I listen music, music Brazilian. Yeah. This is I don't know changed a lot this year. Very, very good musical international. But Brazilian music, Brazilian too good too. Yes, and consider good. But international musical international very good, interesting and rhythm interesting and lyrics too. Yes. Yeah, guys, for me, both.
Yes.
Independent Brazilian or international. Yes, both.
Yeah. And I guess like the moment where you are right now in your life as well, like studying a new language, learning about a new culture, I guess is a place that brings like more opportunities for you to, or opportunities and more understanding of the things you can see in other songs, in international songs. It's pretty cool when you're reading the lyrics of a song in English and you're understanding, right? And you think, oh, so they're talking about that. It's so cool, right?
Yeah. In international music, I don't have lyrics and what else? I don't have lyrics and you know, de baixo escalão, assim.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, you don't like
Yeah.
dirty songs
Yeah.
or cussing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you know, I feel you. I feel you.
Good lyrics. International.
Yes. But
I'm curious about your theory, Junior.
so I have a problem. I am biased, okay, because I have always been drawn to the English culture and the English language. So since I was little, maybe for like the influence I had as a little kid, like watching Disney movies and seeing people singing in English and everything, I've always been drawn to this. Like I've always felt natural in the English language. It came naturally to me. It was easy for me to speak in English, to understand songs. So for me, something like I feel at home speaking in English and singing and listening to songs in English. But I do have the theory that, for example, Brazilian music, it's in our blood, it's in our body. We feel the rhythm. It's something that's very natural to us. We feel at home. But then there's like, I think the professional industry of music, it's a lot stronger in abroad, you know, in places like America and England and these kind of places. They have a lot of money invested in it. They don't make music only for the art. Okay, they do it for the art. They do it for like the love of music, but everything they do kind of like has strategy in it. So the beats, the rhythm, the lyrics, everything's made to get inside your brain and make you dance and make you like it. So I think that there's this kind of thing, like the professional level, the strategy in which music's made to become big hits, to spread very fast, to hit the top of the charts. I think it all helps us to be touched and enjoy music in English. So my favorite like songs to listen in our own English. I actually don't listen to songs in Portuguese very often because I feel very natural in English.
The marketing that they use it to show the music, to show the artist, to show the clips, a lot of money involved in that, and this catch us and make we listen a lot. That the movies with the music, the main music in the movies make a lot of advertising about the music.
Yes, we all probably remember like a trailer that we've seen with that strong music that's got stuck in our heads and we can't just forget it,
For example, Skyfall. It's the name of the movie about 007, 007. And the music is Skyfall. The music bring the Oscar, win the Oscar. That's the point. All of people, a lot of people saw the movie and hear the music.
Yes, that's funny. I can remember the 007 movies by the name. Like, okay, I can just. When I think about the movies, I don't think Skyfall. I think Skyfall. I remember always the melody of the song. Right is on the Wall is the same thing, and No Time to Die is the same thing. Every time I think about 007 songs, movies, I don't remember the name like words. I remember the names like the melody. It's really fun.
Yeah. It's the power of the music. Yeah, that's the power.
It's really great. Now let's take a look in here. That's something. Marcio, we've talked about like culture and we already talked a little bit about culture and how music relates to it. Marcio, how important is music in culture and society for you?
Look, opportunity to demonstrate the skill, opportunity demonstrate the singing culture, and opportunity demonstrate abilities. Yes, yes, guys. Opportunity demonstrate the skill, culture, rhythms, and opportunity travel. Yes. That's it.
Yeah. Like it brings a lot of things to the spotlight. Like when you were talking about that your brain usually pays more attention to rhythms rather than the lyrics of the songs. The rhythm also tells a story, right? If when you stop to analyze like a chef, you think about the rhythm, it brings you back to the memories of like the Northeast, the culture, the food, the country, the weather of the region, right? It brings all of that back to your memory. So like I said, it brings it's an opportunity, it's a place to show the culture, the way people behave inside the culture in which that song was produced, right? What about you, Diego? How important is music in culture and society for you?
For me, so important. Yeah. For example, I don't remember if it's Socrates. It's an old philosopher talk that the music is the most spiritual of the arts. Yeah. Spiritual not in sense of a religion, spiritual in sense of not touchable. Yeah. For example, you can put out a lot of feelings when you listen to music, but in the same time, we can touch the music. We can, how can I say, we can see the music, but you feeling the music. And on the past, people using music to grow in knowledge, and philosophers using music a lot. For example, the note system that you have right now, do, re, mi, fa, so it's one philosophy that start with them. Yeah, they study one mathematician, that philosophy too. It use it to understand the relationship between the the waves and the song with one wired. They use it to cut the wired in the middle, and they understand that this note produced by this wire, it's one oitava, I don't know in English, octave, I don't know, acima. It's the do note more bass, and the do one oitava acima, yeah. And this understand more about this, and when they start composing, they start the main objective is to make people feeling good things or bad things, depend of the history that you have behind the music, because we have music describing battles and bloody battles and bad situations, but almost of the time music's used to show good sentiments and to show the culture of the people, show there's customs, there's seasonality. It's so I think that's a music is so intricate with the people, so deeply in the heart of the people. All of the cultures using music all the time, yeah. The African guys, the old and ancient Greeks guys, the Latins, the Nordics, and I don't know, music. The animals too use the music. For me, it's we have a union between human beings and music, yeah, and so important to our culture to show to the others our cultures and our beliefs, different things, yeah.
This part about music being intricate to our feelings and the way we behave, it's really cool. I have two things I like to listen to. Have you guys ever watched the Greatest Show? No, it's not the Greatest Show.
It's a movie.
The Greatest Showman, yes, with Hugh Jackman.
I don't remember.
In Portuguese, is O Rei do Show.
I think that's no. I didn't saw.
Oh, if you guys have like a time to watch a movie or something, try to watch it. It's with a lot of famous actors like Zac Efron, Hugh Jackman, Zendaya. They are just, it's really just great. It's inspiring. All the soundtrack, all the songs, the melody, the chorus, the people singing, it makes you feel, you know, when you're like, okay, I've just listened to the song and I'm ready to do a revolution. I'm ready to save the world. I'm ready to be my best version. Those are those kind of songs. And when I feel inspired, I usually listen to songs from this movie. And also there is Attack on Titan. Have you guys ever watched?
No, unfortunately.
Attack on Titans is that very famous anime about like the titans that are eating the humans, and then they're trying to kill the titans and everything. And the soundtrack is just amazing. When you listen to the opening song, you finish the song, you're like, oh, I want to go to war. You know?
So interesting. Good. What's the name of the movie?
The Greatest Showman.
Very good. The Greatest Showman.
That's when I found out that Hugh Jackman knew how to sing. I've never seen Hugh Jackman sing in my entire life. I only remembered him for for being the Wolverine.
Yeah.
And then he sings really well.
Very good.
Perfect.
It's from Disney, yeah?
Yeah, for Disney.
Very good.
Great, you guys. Now, for the last question, I want to ask question number 5 to you guys here. Brazil is rich in culture and has so many original and precious. Brazil is rich in culture and has so many original and precious musical styles that it's easy to let some of this good music out of the spotlight. What Brazilian music genre do you think it's underrated? Do you guys know any genre, any musical style in Brazil that you think people don't give enough attention, that should be more valued?
Difficult question, huh? Let me think about it.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's difficult because like a funky or like a pop, Brazilian pop, like Anitta and other guys, they use it a lot on abroad. Yeah, I remember see different baladas and different parties and different situations on Instagram. People when you make one search with one hashtag, people around the world using Brazilian music like funky and samba too, and pop music during these parties. Yeah, but I don't know samba rock. It's good, but I actually I don't see in other countries like sambo and this other. I don't know. It's for me it's a good music, a good rhythm, but it's not so common abroad. I think
That would be great. Samba rock. It's been a long while since the last time I've heard of samba rock.
Yeah. It's a good appreciate. For example, there is a char coro for the Vienna singers, boys, meninos cantores de Vienna. It's a very traditional core. I think that's the most traditional, the most ancient boys char of the world. Yeah, there's a lot of movies about it and documentaries about them. They sing Brazilian music in one disc. They sing Garota de Ipanema. It's so interesting because it's Austrian guys with German accent singing one so Brazilian music. It's so interesting, yeah. Olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça. So all of the guys, boys singing, so interesting because this music is knowledge in different countries, but samba rock, I don't know. I didn't hear abroad. That's one of the rhythms that came to my mind.
Nice. Very good. Perfect. And what about you, Márcio? What Brazilian musical styles you think are being left behind? They need some recognition.
Guys, yes, Brazil is rich and rhythms. Yes, very good, very different rhythms. And a test for everyone. Yeah, test of everyone. And that's why he's rich. And Brazil, yes, very, very rich and rhythm. Yes. Different opinions. Yes, different opinions too. It is important. Yes, on the people. Very, very important on the people. Different rhythms because different opinions.
Exactly. And is there one musical style in Brazil that you think people don't give enough value, that should have more attention?
More tensions. Yes, because on Brazil is different different music, yeah, different rhythms, yes.
Yeah, but like,
Because of this,
can you think of one style? Like Diego said that samba rock is a style in Brazil that people are not giving a lot of attention lately, that should have more attention. Can you remember one style in Brazil that you think people should give more attention?
no, I can't. No, I can't.
No.
No, I not remember. Because I like music, MPB, example, Chavan, Caetano, yeah, yes.
Yeah, these are really great. These are really, really great. And these are people, it's great. These people, they start being a success a long time ago. They're still successful. They still make great music. But we should think like these people, they are really old already. Right? They are soon stop, like they will soon stop to produce. And what do we have of new in the Brazilian music, you know, to carry on the legacy of that the great names of music created a long time ago? It's kind of difficult to think about that. I mean, these people music, they will never cease to exist and cease to be good, but I think we should invest more on having like great names to bring a new air to Brazilian music. So I think one Brazilian genre that's been underrated lately, not underrated, but needs some more attention and some more innovation, is the rock. Brazilian rock was very strong before the 2000s and during the early stages of the 2000s, but in the past decade, it hasn't changed much. We still have like Skunk, Capital Inicial, and other bands and singers that do a great job in Brazilian rock, but I think we should bring, you know, a new life to it, new singers, new bands, and you know,
Guys, sorry to go. I have another meeting right now.
Yeah, it's already time for us to leave.
It was amazing.
Thank you,
Marcio
Diego.
and Junior, thank you a lot.
Thank you guys for the immersion. We'll stay here too, Marcio. We're already late, right?
Very good.
Thank you guys a lot. Have an amazing day. And Marcio, loving to have you here in my immersions. Hope to see you more often.
Thank you, Junior, for listening my answers. Yes.
It was a pleasure. See ya around, Marcio. Bye.
Bye-bye.